They noticed that during the Artemis 2 livestream, the iPad didn't float freely, but it also wasn't fixed in place. In fact, the astronauts were wearing bright orange spacesuits, which raised suspicions of a possible hoax. Whether it was the paper, the ball, or the food, once released from their hands, everything would float freely, but the iPad stayed firmly in place. Additionally, all the astronauts were wearing bright orange suits, whereas in the past, most astronauts had worn white spacesuits. Many speculated that this might be a visual cue to signal to the outside world that they were entering space. This undoubtedly caught everyone's attention. Even stranger, before the launch, a staff member secretly slipped the last iPhone into an astronaut's pocket, and they even used this phone to film and live stream from space. You can imagine, while everyone thought they were maintaining communication with Earth via satellite, they were actually using a regular phone for live streaming. This seemed highly illogical, since we all know that regular phones are completely useless in space. Behind this behavior, questions naturally arise. Are they putting on a show, or has technology in space truly reached this level? This person is truly a consistent winner. In 2024, he sold the rights to his image for an astonishing $75 million. It was a huge news story, and now he's even close to getting half of his wife's wealth. In 2025, his wife filed for divorce due to irreconcilable differences, which shocked everyone. Kabilame owns nothing, no house, no car, no money. Everything is handled through his father. This means his wife cannot claim half of his massive wealth. Instead, he is entitled to half of her $10 million. If he continues this way, with these clever tricks, he could actually become a billionaire. Nevertheless, he remains the most popular star on TikTok, with a loyal following of 160 million fans. Many people thought he wouldn't be able to make money after selling the rights to his image, but they were wrong. What he sold was just his digital clone, his AI version. The real Kabi can still make money from his image, while the digital clone generates revenue for him. By creating dual income sources, he can not only make money in the real world, but also leverage the power of the digital world, constantly expanding his wealth. Melania Trump delivered a nationwide speech. In her speech, she talked about Jeffrey Epstein, making it clear that she had no knowledge of his crimes and had no connection to Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. She emphasized that she had no knowledge of his crimes. She urged people to stop discussing any relationship between her and Epstein and demanded that Congress allow all survivors to testify under oath so that their testimony could be included in the official congressional record, giving them the opportunity to share their experiences. She pointed out that Epstein did not act alone. After Melania Trump issued her statement about Epstein, Donald Trump completely broke down. According to MSN, Trump was unaware of Melania's statement before she appeared on camera. He said he was attending a conference and could not comment further, emphasizing that Melania did not know Epstein. The call ended abruptly. He then criticized the Wall Street Journal, calling it one of the most inaccurate editorial boards in the world. He also mentioned that Iran declared premature victory, despite him having declared victory in Iran multiple times. He continued criticizing the Wall Street Journal. Did you notice that during the Artemis 2 mission, Christina Koch was the only female astronaut wearing glasses? As the only female astronaut, she spent 306 days in space, setting a record, but she also made 3 major sacrifices for it. First, she was exposed to the risk of deep space radiation, which not only affected her health, but could also shorten her life expectancy. Since NASA prohibits contact lenses, Christina had to wear glasses throughout the mission, which caused vision obstruction and eye discomfort in microgravity. Second, considering the limited space in the spacecraft and the impact of her menstrual cycle, Christina, at 47 years old and without children, chose to implant a long-term contraceptive device before the mission. This helped her suppress her period and stay highly focused during the mission. Additionally, she had to endure the emotional strain of being separated from her husband Bob and her dog, as well as the immense pressure of being the first woman to participate in a crewed mission around the moon. Do you think all of this was worth it? Why was Christina Koch able to walk immediately after returning from space while Sunita Williams needed a stretcher? The truth is harsher than you think. First, Christina and Sunita's experiences were different. Christina and her team spent only 10 days in space, and almost every astronaut exercises to maintain fitness. Even Victor was spotted working out his leg muscles. Good exercise habits kept them healthy. In contrast, Sunita was supposed to stay for 8 days, but she was stranded for nearly 10 months due to a spacecraft malfunction. This caused her health to deteriorate rapidly, and she not only lost sensation in her legs, but also faced food shortages and lack of exercise. Additionally, Finally, Christina's spacecraft, the Orion capsule, was safer and equipped with 4 airbags to cushion the landing impact. On the other hand, Sunita's Boeing spacecraft experienced a much stronger impact, and NASA specifically prepared a stretcher to prevent her from losing her balance or falling. However, some people believe Christina's moon mission was a hoax. After returning to Earth, she didn't directly board a ship but instead used a helicopter. Some claim the cameras weren't pointed at the spacecraft because they had already prepared the scene with the helicopter. Otherwise, how could she have walked so freely like a normal person? What do you think? Was this moon mission real or fake? I will take a DNA test with Barron Trump. Melania has been hiding the truth from me. Recently, a set of comparison photos between Barron and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau went viral online, and many people started saying they look almost identical. At first, I thought it was just typical internet gossip, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Some users began spreading so-called analyses, which led to an extremely exaggerated conclusion that Barron might not be my biological son, but instead Trudeau's child. Once this claim surfaced, it sparked massive controversy online. Then people dug up old footage from the 2019 G7 summit, repeatedly analyzing the moment when Melania greeted Trudeau with a cheek kiss. Some even pointed out that Melania is usually very reserved in public, rarely showing any physical affection, and they used this to fuel further speculation. At the same time, Trudeau and his wife Sophie announced their separation in 2023, which some people also dragged into the narrative, connecting unrelated events into a growing conspiracy. Others went further, linking it to political tensions, claiming this could explain my tough stance toward Canada. Trump has betrayed God, and more importantly, he has turned away from the principles of love and peace that God teaches. He publicly released information, accusing me of being too close to the Democratic Party and weak in fighting crime. He even went so far as to claim that without his support, I would never be able to remain in the Vatican. These words expose his ignorance and prejudice towards religion, but I want to make one thing clear. I do not need your approval. I am only accountable to God. You misunderstood my tolerance towards immigrants, thinking I am pro-Democratic Party. In truth, I advocate for the legalization of immigrants through humanitarian visas. This is not merely a political stance. It is a vow I made after personally witnessing the tragic drowning of refugees. What is even more regrettable is that you have smeared my care for vulnerable groups as weakness. I condemn you for threatening to turn Iran into an extinct civilization. This is not weakness, but standing firm in the love and faith that God has granted to all people. You are responsible for the wars you waged in the name of God and for every lie you spoke. Trump, I do not expect you to understand my mission, but one day you will stand before the judgment seat, answering for the wars you started and for every word you spoke in the name of God. 5 celebrities with rare physical features. 5th place, Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher once showed off his webbed toes on a talk show, laughing about it. He joked, "These webbed toes help me swim faster. I'm amazing." Kutcher embraced this feature, turning it into something fun and memorable. 4th place, Winnie Harlow. Winnie Harlow, a supermodel, is known for her rare appearance. She has vitiligo, which causes skin to lose pigmentation in patches. Rather than hide it, Harlow embraced it, becoming a trailblazer in fashion and redefining beauty. 3rd place, Slick Woods. Slick Woods is famous for her gap-toothed smile and shaved head. She didn't hide these features, but made them her trademark, becoming a standout in the fashion world. 2nd place, Megan Fox. Megan Fox has brachydactyly, a genetic condition making her thumb shorter and differently shaped. Fans noticed it over the years, and it became a key part of her image. She embraced it, making it iconic. 1st place, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is known for his enormous size, standing over 7 feet tall with huge hands and feet. His extreme size gave him an edge in basketball, making him an unforgettable icon in sports and popular culture.